Hey guys.
What's up, y'all? So, today we're going to be naming our top 5 players for each position. So, point guards, shooting guards, small forward, power forward, and center.
Okay.
You want to go first, man?
I guess I'll go first.
Just go ahead and run through the top 5 for each position.
Top 5 point guards. I'm going to go Steph at 1. Magic at 2. Stockton at 3. Oscar Robertson at 4. And Isaiah Thomas at 5.
Okay. All right. Do you want to reflect a little bit why?
I think the reason I have Stockton at 3 is because of his ability to, I guess, succeed with his team, because he played in a really hard era, and he was always doing something, always in not necessarily the finals, but he made it to the finals a lot, and he was pretty much always in the playoffs. So yeah, I think because of how much he could contend, that's why I have him above the other two. And I have Steph at 1 because I don't know, I think the 2022 ring says a lot about what he can do, especially with his team, because the Celtics have been really powerful and they somehow made it happen. And I just think Steph is kind of what I said about Stockton. Not only is he the best shooter, but he is also, just him. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. Okay, so shooting guard, I got MJ at 1, Kobe at 2. Those are obvious.
Yeah, let's do, we both do point guard and then switch off positions.
Okay, I like that.
Just so we can, keep it together. So, I'm going to start at 5. So, for 5, I have Stockton. For 4, I have Isaiah Thomas. For 3, I have Oscar Robinson. For 2, I have Steph. And then 1, I got Magic. So, the reason I have Oscar so high at 3 is because, obviously, it's very difficult to get, triple doubles, frequently. But to average a triple double in a season is nearly impossible for a lot of players. For a point guard,
Yeah, for a point guard, that's
you've only seen that from, I don't know, Luka almost did it last year.
Jokic last season and this season, or
Yeah.
at least this season. I don't know about
But
last
point guards, he's the only dude to do it. I mean, him and Russ. But that's just
Yeah.
insane feat. Russ
By
is
the
6'5".
way, we're not disrespecting Russ.
Russ
He's
is
probably
6'.
top 7.
I
at least.
think he's 6 for me, but
So yeah, we're not disrespecting Russ.
no. But yeah, just Oscar, man. The way he used to dominate the game, it's unmatched by a few players. He was keeping up with Wilt when nobody else could.
True.
I don't even know.
I think he was a little later than Wilt.
No, they were around the same.
At least for a couple years, he played with Wilt.
Oscar was a rookie when Wilt was in his prime, 61.
So
62.
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. So
Y'all know what I'm saying.
I also have Stockton low at 5 because I believe with his leads, he's the assist leader all time and the steals leader all time. I feel like that's still that's still really good accomplishments. That, and obviously what Parker said with his success with Karl Malone. I mean, they were playing. I mean, the West was still strong back then. Not quite as strong until you get to the 2000s and 2010s and stuff, but it was still pretty hard. And then going over there and going against MJ back to back like that's hard to do. And they might not have came out on top, but they fought for it. They really did.
Yeah,
So I mean, that's my top 5 point
I'm
guards.
definitely okay with that. Okay, my shooting guards, I got MJ and Kobe. I already stated that. It's common knowledge. Number 3, I have Jerry West. Number 4, I have D Wade. 5, I have James Harden.
Okay.
So I think the main one I need to talk about is James Harden. I think we're not putting enough, not we, because I put plenty of respect on my boy, but people don't put enough respect on his name. I think, his numbers say a lot. Obviously, you see what he does for his team. The Rockets had nothing. They kind of just, built around him. And, obviously, if he would have had success with Russ and whatever his name is, Kevin Durant, in OKC, then it would have been a completely different story in a good way. But I still think, I think he deserves more than people give him.
Let me see real quick. list. So I do have one question. What puts Jerry West above D Wade?
I think because yes, D Wade has what, 2 rings?
3.
3? Yeah, 2 with MJ. Or not MJ. Relax.
He had,
2 with LeBron, 1 by himself, early 2000s.
he got a ring with Shaq in 2006.
Okay, so, yeah, I think Jerry West did a little more than D Wade because I think D Wade was always kind of set up for success.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really all I have for that. And James Harden's not quite in either their level, but
Yeah. I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to debate with you today. We're just talking about the list. So for my shooting guards, obvious 1 and 2, we're going to go MJ and Kobe. For 3, I have D Wade. For 4, I have Allen Iverson. And for 5, I have James Harden. So I have D Wade high like that because, well, if you really think about it, in 06, D Wade was just in year 3 of his career, and then Shaq came in, and obviously they got that ring over Dirk, but it's in year 3, even with Shaq was kind of like leaving his prime, so he wasn't quite Lakers Shaq, but he was a little back end of it. So that's really difficult. And if you really think about it, LeBron had to go to Miami to form the super team. D Wade didn't go chasing LeBron until 2018.
yeah, but at the same time, if you put it like that, then Shaq could be the GOAT. So, I mean, yeah, like look at Shaq next to Kobe. He didn't do nothing. Well, he didn't do nothing. Or I'm not saying he did nothing in Orlando, but at the same time,
yeah,
he went to the whatever it's called. I can't talk today. He went to the Lakers, and found success. So that's the only reason. I think you're kind of disrespecting Jerry West, but
well,
that's okay.
I would have Jerry West on my list.
I think Jerry West is better than Allen Iverson.
I think the fact
that's the main problem.
I think the fact that he's the only dude in history who's won Finals MVP on the losing team, I'd put Jerry West top 7 maybe, but I think his record throws him off so bad. Like people dog on LeBron, including me, because of his 4-10 record in the finals. Jerry West was 1-7. That's generational buns, and I know it was like.
Yeah, but you also got to talk about the fact that he was in the finals 7 times.
Yeah, I mean,
D Wade was only in the finals probably like 4 times.
4 to 5.
4 to like 6.
I think it's 4 or 5.
4 or 5, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson. What more did I need to say? Bro? I just don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't have a lot of words for Allen Iverson. I just don't really like him, but yeah, I don't have him that high.
I just think the way that Allen Iverson was able to do what he did at his, like, I would say the early 2000s is one of the hardest, like, generations to play in, especially when you're nearly, 6'1", crossing up prime MJ and going to the finals against Kobe and Shaq. I mean, it was he only got 1 game that finals, but it's still, who was on his team? Who was on the Sixers in 2001?
2001. Don't ask me.
Exactly.
Couldn't care less about the Sixers, but
Exactly.
for a reason, because they didn't do anything.
AI took that bum Sixers team to the finals by himself, and the only other person I can think of to do that, MJ.
LeBron did it once.
He did it once
or twice,
but he didn't.
But obviously, he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
because
I mean that's just
overglazed.
James Harden. I mean that's pretty standard top 5.
I'm okay with James Harden at 5. That's what I put.
It's pretty standard. Some people call him a playoff choker. I mean,
but you could say that about a lot of these guys.
You could say that about him, but if you don't remember, Chris Paul getting injured in the playoffs is the only reason they didn't go to the finals over Steph. I mean, if they had Chris Paul, they would have won the finals. But
by the way, put respect on Houston Chris Paul.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
He was different, and people don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, but that's my top 5 shooting guards.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're definitely different in that area, but
Yeah,
that's
that's
nothing
okay.
wrong with that.
it's all good.
Okay, my number one small forwards. My number one is LeBron.
Sadly.
My number two is Larry Bird.
Mm.
Number three, I got Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
This is where it gets a little crazy, okay? 4, I have James Worthy, and 5, I have Elgin Baylor. But
I like
I'm
that.
willing to switch those two.
I like those last two.
I'm willing to switch those two. I think we really could put Elgin Baylor above James Worthy, but I kind of have them pretty close.
Okay.
Um,
I like that.
yeah, I think Kevin Durant, he's not quite Larry Legend,
Mm-mm.
but I think he's still a beast, and he is a playoff choker, but like I said, we can say that about a lot of these guys. So,
Of course.
yeah, I don't think there's a ton I need to say about my small forwards.
Mm-mm.
I think LeBron is pretty undisputed. Yeah. Okay.
I like that. Thank you. All right. For my small forwards, it's relatively the same. Oh, I do need to ask you before I start. Kawhi Leonard. How come you don't have Kawhi Leonard in your top 5?
I just don't, bro. I just don't think.
That's okay.
Just don't think he has that greatness factor. You know, he's
Yeah.
kind of a. That's kind of how I feel about Anthony Davis. He's better than I have him above Anthony Davis, obviously, but you know, injury wise, I think. Yeah, just not quite.
Okay. I'm good with it. So, small forward, 1, LeBron, obviously. I mean, number 2, Larry Bird. Top 3, or number 3, KD. I think that's pretty standard. I mean, those 3.
I don't think that's crazy.
No, I think that's the regular. For number 4, I have Kawhi Leonard. And then you could put him at power forward, I guess, but he's a small forward. And then at 5, I have James Worthy. So, my reasoning for having Kawhi in the 4 spot is he's not quite KD yet. He has around the same achievements. I mean, KD has a MVP, he doesn't. But obviously, 2014 Kawhi, first Finals MVP. That was I don't know exactly if he should have got that or not. He was a beast. He was getting LeBron. He was locking down LeBron and stuff. But Kawhi, obviously, that was like his early years. So he didn't like quite have what he had. And then he got injured, of course. But then after he got injured, he came back in 2019 and led that washed team to the finals and beat the Warriors with KD. I know KD got injured. But and Clay, I think Clay did near the end of the series, but dude, that's still taking out
I think so.
like damn near prime Steph and Draymond, I guess.
I guess. We don't care about Draymond.
I mean, it's just insane how Kawhi did that. I mean, he got injured. Everyone thought his career was over. He came back and won a championship and the Finals MVP with Pascal Siakam. I mean, Kyle Lowry. It's just Marc Gasol at the back end of his career. So,
Although Pascal Siakam was a beast.
yeah, but he was more early in his career. He isn't quite where he's at now.
I think he was 3 or 4 years away from his prime. He's not. I don't think he's in. Right now, I don't even think he deserved that. What's it called?
The
Conference Finals MVP.
yeah,
I don't even think he deserved that.
he didn't.
I think he had a really good Conference Finals performance, but he's nowhere near his prime. Yeah.
I mean, James Worthy. I mean, when you think of the Showtime Lakers, there's that big 3 of Kareem, Magic, and James Worthy, and people sleep on him. Did you know that he was like the first dude to ever get a triple double in the finals?
Did not.
There you go. I mean, it's James Worthy. It's pretty. It could talk for itself. I mean,
Yeah. I think he did a lot for his age.
yeah, he was old too.
Yeah.
But that's my top 5 small forwards.
Okay. Alright. Top 5 power forwards. Okay. This one's a little weird too, okay?
Alright.
Number 1, I got Tim Duncan.
Obviously.
That sounds weird.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, okay, it kind of starts here, but I don't think it's crazy. Number 2, I have Charles Barkley.
Okay.
But I would be willing to switch him with Dirk.
Okay.
3, I have Dirk.
Okay.
4, I have Kevin Garnett. And 5, I have Karl Malone.
I gotta know, dude. Charles Barkley. What was you thinking with that?
I learned a lot from my dad, him being my dad's favorite player, but yeah, I think he abused being a big man, in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, look, he's power forward. He's not a center. power forwards are guarding him, and he kind of just put up center type of numbers. He really just made the Suns what they shouldn't have been.
It's a good way to put it, yeah.
But it's no way, no other way. But yeah, and then Karl Malone, I have him at 5 because it's another thing. He had one of the best shooting guards of all time, and didn't find success. But at the same time, he is 5 because of what he did in such a hard era. So yeah, he's not quite better than these guys. There's not much I need to say about Kevin Garnett. He just has that legend type of.
He's got that dog in him.
Yeah, he's got that dog in him, basically. Okay, here you go.
All right, I think my top 5 is pretty standard. 1, you got Tim Duncan. 2, you got Dirk. 3 is KG. 4 is Charles Barkley, and 5 is Karl Malone. So, my reasoning for Dirk, it kind of speaks for itself. I mean, 2011, he swept his way all the way to the finals, and only lost 2 games in the finals. Let's see. Round 1, he played Portland.
What are we on? Dirk?
2011 Dirk. I think the first round was Portland.
First round was. I can't think of first round. I know
the rest of it. I just don't know the first round. I'm pretty sure it was Portland with Brandon Roy.
We'll say Portland.
Yeah.
If we're wrong, I can correct it.
Yeah.
But, and then.
So second round, defending champion Kobe Bryant.
Swept.
And Pau Gasol.
Swept.
Western Conference Finals.
That's crazy though.
You got KD, Russ, and Harden. I mean, early Harden, but Russ and KD were still dogs at the early of the career.
Yeah.
The finals, obviously the big 3. You got LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. He hit a 2-0 comeback against them. It's pretty. While he was sick, they were making fun of him and everything. He came back and whooped ass. I mean, it says it for itself. KG, I mean, what he did as a Minnesota Timberwolf was insane. But the fact that he came back and formed a super team with the Celtics and won a chip in the first year, amazing.
It's hard to do.
I don't like how they tried to do it again in Brooklyn, like 2015 or so. I don't like that because everyone was washed already. But I mean, Charles Barkley, that kind of speaks for itself. Karl Malone, I have him so low at 5, just because obviously holding the scoring record, the second place in the scoring record is obviously insane until LeBron took it, of course. But that's obviously insane itself. I think he's a 2-time MVP, 1 or 2-time MVP. Obviously, it's the same thing with Stockton at 5. I mean, the success they had with each other was insane, especially in Jordan's era. I mean, 2 finals appearances. They might have lost both of them, but they made it, and they had games over MJ too. They didn't get swept. I don't think. Or at least they didn't get swept at least 1 year, but I don't know. That's my top 5 point power forward. It kind of speaks for itself.
Okay. Yeah, we have completely different.
Here's my favorite position. Pause.
I gotta go small forward in that case. What? Top 5 centers. Okay, so number 1 I have Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 I have Kareem. That's another one I'm willing to switch. But you think of bringing on a center. I think Kareem could kind of do everything. But if you wanna build a super team, I'm bringing Shaq. That's kind of how I think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then number 3 I have Hakeem. Probably top 3 finisher in the bank ever.
Oh yeah.
4 I have Bill Russell. 5 I have Will.
Damn.
Another one I'm willing to switch, but they played in similar times, and I think just Bill had better success. So that's
Okay. Thank you. So, for my center position, we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 1. We got Shaq at 2. Hakeem Olajuwon at 3. Wilt at 4. And this one's really controversial. I have Moses Malone at my 5. So, my reasoning for Wilt being at least 2 spots higher than Bill Russell. I mean, if you look at those MVPs, they were snubbed. Bill Russell's MVPs were snubbed right out of Wilt Chamberlain's hands. Dude was averaging 50 points on 20 rebounds and didn't win MVP. I mean, it's just back then I know they were voting, like the players were voting based on team success as well. But it's just like, I mean, when a team dominates for 11 years at least with Bill Russell, I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of.
but he was only averaging like 18 points, 20 rebounds. I mean, Wilt was dogging on him.
You said 20 rebounds so casually.
I know, but like back then for those two,
That's true.
oh my gosh, they could have gone for 30.
Should have.
They were the only 2 people like rebounding for their teams.
Yeah.
And the other
Only
teams.
black guys, probably.
I mean, to be honest.
Yeah, them and
But-
some plumbers.
I mean, when you think about Wilt Chamberlain, I y'all are really gonna hate me. I think it's very, very close, almost dominant. Dominant. Ooh, okay. You know what I mean? Center of all time or player of all time. I got Wilt over Shaq barely, because you got to think, dude. You got to think what he was doing to that league back then. I don't care if he was playing plumbers. I don't care. Y'all understand what he was doing back then to these little white boys.
I'm not even gonna say anything. But
And then Moses Malone, I mean, 3-time. It was either 3-time. He has 3 rings, or he was a 3-time MVP. One of the two. But obviously, when he played with Julius Erving, he was nutty, and when he played on the Rockets, he was insane. He's also like a small big man. I think he was only like 6'10", 6'11" maybe. That's playing the center, but he was versatile. I mean, he was a really good passer, very underrated passer. He had the rebounds. He was like Charles Barkley, underrated or not underrated. He was a short at his position, but he was still dominant. So that's my top 5 centers.
okay.
All right.
Also, just want to let you guys know, this paper only has the players. The stuff we're thinking of is off the top of our head. So if we get some stats wrong,
Look,
show a little mercy. Yeah, exactly.
if we get something wrong, you can tell us in the comments.
Yeah, I don't have a photograph in memory.
I need to get my ball knowledge up, but
Yeah. Plus, we didn't do no studying before this. We just wrote down some names. So
we just wrote down names.
yeah.
I mean, obviously we thought about who we wrote
We
down.
thought about who we did, but we didn't look at how many rings this guy won and all that stuff. That was just from our head. So,
yeah, right.
all right, like, subscribe,
Turn the noties on.
and comment how you feel about our list.
Debate with us in the comments, because we will respond. Trust me.
We will respond.
We'll 100%
There's
respond.
nobody watches this. So, peace.
Peace out.
Oh my words.